Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Italian Football TV. We're here with another podcast. We already told you the situation. We're trying to keep ourselves separated. I'm in the studio. Gaetano's at his place. Antonio's at his place. Peter's at his place. And Marco's at his place. So we're all in different remote locations today. We had a huge snowstorm blizzard in New York City. It's still going. Supposed to be for a while, up to like 2 feet even. Supposed to get crazy. But Calcio never stops. Guys, how are we feeling today?
Feeling great.
Mike, when you pose this question, you got to say one person. Otherwise, we're all going to talk, and then everybody's going to say it.
Yeah, you see?
You're right. Okay, I'll go to Antonio because I think he has the most decorated background after the studio, of course, with nice red and Milan. It looks like body stuff. It looks incredible. Anto, tell us a little bit about your setup first, because you took some time out of your day for this.
Well, listen, first of all, I came to the studio and I ripped everybody off over there. I steal everything I could that has to do with AC Milan. And then I took some of my collection items and I put it on the wall because we're talking about soccer. We're not talking about a bunch of donkeys. We're talking about soccer. So... All right. So when you talk about soccer, you're supposed to have the background about soccer, not like a Gaetano that his background is like a toilet over there. What is he in a toilet? Gaetano, where are you?
I'm going to show you the background in a few minutes.
Pete, what do you do with that cheap? Pete, what do you do with that cheap IKEA cabinet behind you?
It was easy to put up, but still, I need some help actually because I don't think I did it the right way.
Yeah, it looks all crooked. You're right. It looks crooked. All right.
I like that, Antonio. Even your sheets are red for AC Milan.
And look, my shirt is black, so black and red.
What about your underwears? What color are they?
All right,
we don't want to see it. No, we don't want to see it.
Gaetano, those are brown for some reason.
Is that wait? Did they become brown when Zlatan stepped up for a penalty or something?
That's with the voodoo. Voodoo doll.
Antonio, what's by the way, Ibra? What's his a percentage of penalty in the last? Let's say the last 10 penalties. What's the percentage of scoring?
Okay, what a dumb question. First of all, you know the question.
you know the answer.
You know the answer, okay? Yeah. You know the answer, number one. Yeah. Number two, we don't even need him to score the penalty.
Do you know the answer?
I know the answer. It's 50%.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me ask you one question then.
Who makes the decision? Who makes the decision to take a penalty? Is it Ibra or the coach? Who makes the decision?
No, the players. The players, they decide themselves. They just talk to each other and they say, hey, you take it or I take it. It's not such a coach. We don't have Conte deciding for us what to do or where you take a piss on the bathroom or where you wipe your nose or when you...
Maybe you should. You wouldn't have 50%.
Oh, wow. Yeah, do me a favor. Keep your father in check because it's a little, he needs to be on a leash, this guy here. I think he wants to piss me off. Okay, so
I think we all miss each other a lot right now. We haven't seen each other in a little while. Usually, like Michael said, Peter, Michael, and I, we would have been doing a live podcast, but we've got 20 inches of snow over here in Brooklyn. But even Antonio and my dad, I see you guys miss each other. Starting this off with a bang. And by the way, I don't think the last time we didn't have you guys the last time. It was just we've had Ryan replace Antonio and Gaetano in our podcast, which the fans are not too happy about. I got to be honest. Especially with the Milan fans, they don't love Ryan. So I know that they said, listen, bring back the Zoom podcasts. We'd rather have bad quality and get Antonio and Gaetano back. So we'll try this one more time. We'll see if everybody likes it. But Anto, Milan, you're Campioni d'Inverno. You were winter champs since the last time we spoke to you. You're still in first place, winning all these games. Zlatan, yes, he's missing the penalty kicks, but like you said, Rebic is cleaning them up, and you're still winning. And I know Peter is going to say this too, because we're, our boy Peter Penalty. It seems like that nickname is going to go to you now.
It doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. First of all, you froze your screen has frozen, Marco. Maybe you probably your Wi-Fi stinks over there. Can somebody hear me? I guess you can, right? Oh, you can hear me, right? Yeah, can you?
Yes.
Yeah, you're frozen. Okay, so you can hear me. So anyway, so to get back to what what ask me if I give a damn about what Peter thinks or what he doesn't think. I really don't give a damn shit about what Peter thinks. So the bottom line is that from the very beginning, actually from last year, you guys were just saying that AC Milan is just they got into a stretch at some point that they're gonna run out of luck. Hey, so far the luck has been on our side. What can I tell you? So we've been winning games, maybe unfairly the way you think. We've been getting into the penalty box a lot more than you guys are getting it. Nobody's actually disputing whether the AC Milan penalties are legit or not legit. Everybody, even on the Gazzetta and the Corriere, that they kind of, Juventus, they kind of squeezed and then, they swayed into the Juventus, favorship. Even they are saying that all the AC Milan penalties, they're clean penalties. So I don't understand what's all this fuss about it. So, hey, we're getting the penalty because we are spending a lot of time on the penalty box and we deserve the penalty. Okay?
Antonio.
Wait, let me bring another stat for you before you go ahead. Okay? On the type of a penalty, we are the team that we hit a lot more posts and crossbars. So what does that tell you? Does that count or is that something bad? Is that very bad to hit crossbar and posts too? Or what is it? You tell me. Go ahead.
First off, Milan has 14 penalties this year. The rest of the team, you look at the second place team, let's say, in penalties, they have 5. So there's a big difference there. I'm not trying to pinpoint all you guys are getting help, but last year you were giving me a lot of shit because it was Peter penalty. Inter always got the penalty. Now it looks like Milan, in order for them to win some of these games, they get that penalty and they're able to win it. But like you said, when it's the other teams, it's ludicrous. It's all bad. It's the referee. But when Milan gets the favors or Milan gets it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, wait. Since you said something, now I'm gonna bring you up on charge. Let's bring my the old man, my colleague over there, Gaetano, on. If you watch the derby, let me know if the penalty that Leao, quote unquote, caused was a penalty. I watched it 10 times. Not once I was able to see Leao touching anything of Barella or whoever got leveled down. Was it Barella? Yeah, I haven't seen it. The ref actually didn't see it either. To the point that he went to the box over there 20 minutes later. I mean, what the hell is this?
Well, I don't think you need new glasses. Maybe you need new eyes because if you look at the in slow motion, he did touch his legs. He got his legs out from under him. That's why it was a penalty.
So if I walk inside of the penalty box and I touch you like this on the shoulder, that's a penalty. Am I right or wrong?
The guy, he slided and he was trying to get up. And as he was trying to get up, he brought the ball back. And as he was trying to get up, the guy cut the legs under him. So that's a penalty. Just like Leao in this last game, the guy grabbed him. It was not a really a heavy grab, but they grabbed him by the shoulder. Leao fell, and it was a penalty. So you have to accept it. You don't only accept the Milan penalty, you have to accept the ones against too. And like Peter said, I mean, you guys, you have 14 penalties. I don't know what the second team has. If it's true, it's got 5. And you're not.
Wow.
There are other teams that have more goals than AC Milan. Like Inter Milan has got more goals. Napoli's got more goals. So you're not number 1 in scoring goals. Atalanta thing has got more goals than you guys. Roma has got more goals than you guys. So you're not the number 1 team in scoring goals.
Let me ask you something. Who do you think is the goalkeeper of AC Milan?
What's that got to do with penalties?
He's got to do it because Donnarumma saves penalties, the best goalkeeper of the world. He's the best goalkeeper of the world. And that's what it's all about, my friend. We don't have to score all of the goals that you guys score. You guys are you're overloaded with the strikers. We don't need that.
Let me explain.
You know, I just want to add a crazy stat what Peter and Gaetano was talking about. Last season, the most penalties to end the season, Lazio had the most penalties, and they got 15 of 38 games. And Milan with 20 games already have 14. So
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think my dad was just saying that stat because you said that Milan are attacking a lot. And I think he was just saying there are other teams who attack more and who have more goals. I don't think it was about Donnarumma.
That's right.
Oh, of course that's right.
Antonio, if I'm Peter penalty, you're Antonio Rigore.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. But guys, we gotta say more. There's one thing that's been on my mind a lot. And I'll be the first to say that I was wrong about this move because in the summertime, I think many of us criticized them, some more than others. But Chiesa, again, on the mark for Juventus. And besides Ronaldo, after Ronaldo, there's no other player in the team who has scored more goals than Chiesa on Juventus. He has become a very important part of Pirlo's team. And I think when he plays, the team is starting to play. So I'll be the first to say that I said that this was not a move that Juventus needed because I thought when Kulusevski was bought, and they do kind of play the same position, I thought that those funds could have been used to the midfield. I still sort of believe that, but all credit to Chiesa for fitting in so quickly. Antonio, what's your reaction? Because I know you were one to be very harsh on him, and you still claim that he's a waste.
Yeah, I never liked him. It's just, I still don't like him. I mean, it's working out for you guys. Congratulations. What can I tell you? I mean, they give him a lot, he's getting lucky shots too. Come on. The ball is just raw. It just hits him on the leg and it goes in. I mean, this guy here couldn't score a goal even if he bought one last year with Fiorentina. Why he never scored with Fiorentina? How come he couldn't score in Fiorentina if he was such a good player? He could have freaking scored no more than 2-3 goals a year for season, right? And then he had the nerve to leave Florence without not even say goodbye. Not thank you for paying his salary. Without even say goodbye to the commisso, Joe Barone, and all the tifosi. That's why that guy, I will never allow him to come back in Florence, not even for a vacation, or not even to get a cup of coffee or to pack up his stuff from his old apartment. I will just bar him. I will just, I will cut him off.
Dad, what's your reaction to Chiesa's season?
Well, it's not that I'm crazy for Chiesa as a person. He did not act the right way in Florence, and I didn't like. He left. He didn't even say goodbye to anybody. I think when Fiorentina play Juventus, some of the Fiorentina players were trying to kick his ass. They tried very much, but I must admit, like you said, he's playing good and he's scoring goals. So I don't think he ever scored more than 10 goals in a season. I think he always scored less. I think he's got now 6. He has 5 or 6 goals so far. And like you said, yeah, he's becoming an important part of the Juventus attack. He's fast. He's got skills. He can go down the side and beat the man, or he can cut inside and take a shot. And he can do that from the left side and from the right side, which a lot of players, and they play in Serie A, they have one leg. And to his benefit, this guy, he could shoot with the left and he could shoot with the right.
Yeah. And if I could jump off that, I think first off, as for Italy going into the Euros, it's great to see Chiesa performing because he's going to be potentially one of the starters on this lineup, and we need him to perform and score goals. I think the biggest question mark when he was with Fiorentina was he couldn't score. He's a modern day winger where he's able to take on the players. He's able to challenge the defenders. He's able to, beat somebody with speed, beat somebody with skill, right? But also when he was with Fiorentina before going to Juventus, he played as a wing back. So he even did his defensive duties. I think Juventus made a good choice on getting Chiesa. I mean, they have him for pretty much a 2-year loan, and you can pretty much spread out the 50 million in 3 years. I mean, I think it's a bargain, especially in this market. It's a bargain to get a player like that. And if he's able to find the back of the net, which he's been able to so far, it's only going to work out better for them.
It's true. It's true. I agree with that. And I think you're right. And I think obviously tomorrow, Pirlo seems like he's starting to get a grip on this team. I think that Juventus is looking like they're shaping a lot better together. And I know Antonio was big on Pirlo. And if you look at the table, they're right there. And we're going to talk about, obviously, the game that's tomorrow or today if you're watching the Coppa Italia match, which we will be live for that match. We're going to get a snowmobile, and I'll make sure that we're there. But the one unfortunate thing with this whole stuff, obviously we don't have my dad and Antonio around anymore for the live streams. We had Giuseppe Rossi come on to our show. I believe it was the derby, the one with all the controversy right before the match. And Antonio, you would have loved to hear, but Giuseppe Rossi, he first of all he says hello to you.
I met him. You were over there at the showdown in Chinatown with your father, and when I met him the first time, and I had a beautiful picture that I felt Giuseppe is listening right now. I want him to just put his autograph on that picture. I mean, this guy is nothing. There is nothing better than Giuseppe Rossi. Not because the only thing that I wish he played on AC Milan, or he played elsewhere besides this Fiorentina and I don't know, Salt Lake City. That guy's on AC Milan. It's a top of the table player. I would take him if he was Liverpool, Manchester United. Those are the teams for him. Real Madrid, AC Milan, number one, definitely. Well, I will take him.
You would love to hear that he did grow up as an AC Milan fan. And if you needed any more reason to love him, we made him do his top 4 prediction of who's going to finish the league at the end of the season. He said Inter in first place. He said Atalanta in second. Milan in third, and Juventus in fourth. And then when we asked him about Antonio Conte, and this is the part that he gave you a lob for you, Anto. He said Conte, he's the master of winning the Scudetto, and he's the master of screwing up in Europe.
Well, I think Giuseppe Rossi is trying to be nice. I think he's much worse than that. Anybody can win the Scudetto when you have a Juventus financing, buying 30 of the best player on the world, and then he's a master of winning the Scudetto. One master. Show me how to win the Scudetto the way Ranieri won at Leicester in England with the rejects, okay? Or the way AC Milan is doing it right now, except for Ibrahimovic and Donnarumma. Who's the great player on AC Milan? Nobody. That's all. If nobody will even be knowing. Look, Peter is drinking right now. Nobody will know who's actually playing for AC Milan right now when they are on first place. All the Juventus players, okay, and the Inter's players are nothing but top of the draw players not in Europe, in the entire world. Those are all national team players.
What are you talking about? Conte won 3 Scudetto with Juventus. His first year, he had Giaccherini playing for him.
But that was the only one, right?
He had Vucinic playing with him. He had Estegaribia playing with him. It was Krasic on that team too, I think. The guy won the Scudetto. So don't.
I'm so sorry.
3 of them. When Juventus had won in many, many years, they changed so many coaches.
Wow. I can see that your mind. I can see that your mind is skewed with this Juventus team. Yo, I'm just
trying to tell you the facts.
Yeah, the facts. What facts? What are you talking about? You must be drinking something that it's affecting your thinking, my friend. So just stick with water. Stick with water. Believe me, it's better than you.
It's not true that he won the Scudetto with Giaccherini.
Yeah, but you have to show me. What about the Vucinic? Okay, Vucinic. Why? Vucinic is garbage now. All of a sudden, Estegaribia played for the national team.
Don't start.
He played on his national team. He played on his Peruvian national team or whatever it was, from Paraguay, I think, right? He was playing for his national team. All of a sudden, a national team player in Peru is not good enough to play for Juventus. Who the hell do you think you guys are? Hey, come on. You guys are speeding on gold. That's what happened sometimes. But you paid him a lot of money too. Did you? You paid him a lot of money, right?
Change subject.
Okay. Yeah, because it's not a,
I wanted to go to the next one, guys. There was actually a bit of the news with Napoli today. Apparently, Sport Italia are actually saying that Aurelio De Laurentiis, Napoli's president, after the loss against Verona when Verona beat Napoli. They apparently the president contacted Maurizio Sarri, maybe to see if he was available to go. So that was some news today. What do you guys, Peter? What do you think about that? Actually, would you think Sarri would be good back at Napoli, or?
Well, first I want to go off Gattuso. He made it very clear that he was unhappy with how things have been portrayed in the media, whether it be with De Laurentiis. I think it's kind of clear. And he said it straight up after the game when he's like, it seems that Napoli's in relegation battle. We're actually in the hunt for Champions League. We're in the hunt. I don't want to say Scudetto, but they're there. You know, if things fall into place, they can make a run for it. You know, obviously the Napoli game, some of the games are Spezia versus Verona. You know, these are games that Napoli should win, especially versus Spezia. Versus Verona has been a tough team, but you're winning 1-0 from the first minute. You got to be able to close that game. But I think there's been a difference in identity and a difference in how De Laurentiis runs the club, where he's in the movie business. He's a producer and he's a showman, right? He wants always the spotlight, and he doesn't shy away from any controversy. Whereas Gattuso has always been that gritty player. He's always been that hard-nosed player, where he gives it all on the field, and he's able to give that to his players, where he wants them to perform and give 110%. And if you give 110% for Gattuso, he's happy. Even if you win, lose, it doesn't matter. He wants that effort, right? So I think there's been that thing. And then there's a loss of trust, because if it is true that De Laurentiis contacted Sarri with the Gattuso still there and trying to figure out the Gattuso situation, I mean, Gattuso is going to feel a certain way. But, it happens all the time. De Laurentiis is going to look for what's best for Napoli. And, Gattuso, I think, is just upset about it.
I mean, let's look at De Laurentiis and see what kind of person is this guy, De Laurentiis. What he did to Ancelotti, which Ancelotti is a professional, is a gentleman, and what he did to Ancelotti and what he did to Milik. I mean, the guy rather have somebody sitting on the stands and not letting him play because of the character that this guy has. So Gattuso, he didn't want to sign the contract, because he puts too many restrictions on the contract. And so both of them, Gattuso is a very strong character. De Laurentiis is a very strong character. So now they're going head to head. I mean, the team, it was not playing, the players were not playing at one point. They were not playing great, except Lozano. Lozano is having a great year, but they are in the semifinal for the Coppa Italia. They are in Europa League. They are in 5th place, but they are one game less. That if they win this game, they could be, and they are in the Champions League if they win the game that they are, that they have to play. And also they playing, in a couple of weeks, they're going to play against Juve. So they are right there. I mean, and Gattuso, I don't know what the guy goes, I work 24 hours a day and the only thing I get is slap in the face. And who is that? De Laurentiis. I mean, the guy is giving his blood for this team. And De Laurentiis, to me, he's got such an attitude. He sits there on the stands and looks at everybody like he's, like he's the king. I have no sympathy for him, for De Laurentiis. I'm sorry, but, and I would like, I said Napoli was going to finish in the top 4 at the beginning of the season. But it should be a little bit more, give more recognition to Gattuso and the work that he's doing.
All right, can I give my 5 cents on this conversation? This is what I think is happening. I mean, De Laurentiis thinks is making movies over there, is producing some sort of movies over there. This is soccer, and Gattuso is the type of person that that when he's on when he's on the bench, like Gaetano said, he gives 150, 200%. So the last thing that I would do if I was De Laurentiis, it's calling a backstabber like Sarri. He's the first one that turned his back on him to leave, to go to Juventus, or to go to Chelsea, sorry. and then lend to Juventus like like a dead fish. And what is this Sarri's going to do? This guy here already betrayed all the tifoseria napoletana. This guy turned his back on all Naples. And then now, with all the coaches available, there's Allegri available. Not that I like Allegri, but Allegri's available. There's a lot of other coaches over there that they can do just as good or much better than Sarri. Why would you go back to Sarri? Well, he's got some sort of things that is going on between the two of them that we don't know.
No, it's very simple. It's because under Sarri, Napoli played the best, some of it, not the best football in all of Europe. That's why. And I think I would not change now. I think changing mid-season is so risky, especially when Gattuso's not going to lose the locker room, to be honest with you. So I would not change it. But next year, I would love, in my mind, I think it would be amazing to see Sarri at Napoli and Allegri at Roma. I think that we would have a nice campionato if we got both of these moves.
Oh, boy. I think they're both bad moves. Bad moves because this guy here, Roma's coach is a good coach. Your father loves him. I mean, hey, come on. Gaetano, can you say something about to your son? I mean, Roma's coach is a fine coach. Look now, even without Dzeko, those guys are showing that they can put the big numbers on the board. So, hey, I mean, what is this name recognition? What do you think, Allegri or Sarri, they have just because they got paid a lot more money, they have a name recognition like Conte? Or Conte makes 12 million euros a year. So he's, by virtue of that, is the best coach in the Serie A. Meanwhile, Inter cannot even pay the salaries to the player, but they pay this guy here 12 million euros. How about they take some of the money from Conte and starting to pay the staff on the locker room and the people that they clean everything on the facility over there at Piano Gentile and everywhere else. So this is what we should be talking about.
De Laurentiis is playing games. He's talking to Benitez. He's talking to this guy. He's talking to the other guy. He should not be talking to anybody. He should be talking to Gattuso, who's doing a very good job. The guy is giving his heart to the team. So it's just De Laurentiis playing games.
So Antonio did bring up a good point, though. By the way, so that then their name. But he brought up Fonseca, which is a good point. Women and Jack fans seem like a lot of them have turned on Fonseca. That you've obviously been a huge fan of him and you stuck up with him. What do you think about the whole situation in Rome?
So Roma won 3-1 against Verona. Verona, which has the best defense in the Campionato. And they were able to score 3 goals without Dzeko. So right now, the way it looks is the team, I think, is with Fonseca. Fonseca is looking like he's looking good. And the one that is looking bad and laughing on the stands is Dzeko, which at this point, he should apologize to the team. I mean, they should get somebody. I don't know if it's the president or maybe the Direttore Generale, get Dzeko and say, hey, come here. You go and you apologize to Fonseca. You want to do it in front of the team, you do it in front of the team. You want to do it by yourself with Fonseca, just go. And because Fonseca to me is been doing a very good job. I mean, look where he is. He's in 3rd place. The guy is in 3rd place with this team. And they had so many, and Fonseca was supposed to be fired. So Dzeko at this time, the Mercato is closed. He couldn't have gone anywhere because he makes 7.5 million euros. Who's going to pay 7.5 million euros for Dzeko? And then they would have to take also a replacement for Dzeko. Are you going to find a replacement for Dzeko? In this, so Dzeko is going to stay. You were the captain. I don't know if you still are the captain. Just go and apologize to Fonseca and keep playing and bring Roma, which Roma is doing very well.
I like that. I like that idea. Peter, by the way, we know Roma signed an American today, Brian Reynolds, who you know more than we do. What's really funny, what I read up that maybe it was you who told me, maybe I didn't read it, but that Reynolds and McKennie, two Americans, obviously now in City A, grew up close to each other.
Yep. Well, they're both from FC Dallas, which has been producing a lot of young talents coming out of America. And so Brian Reynolds, prototypical fullback nowadays, where he's big, strong, and fast, right? And he's also technical. So he was actually playing last year in the USL League One, which is the equivalent of the third division here in the US, and then got promoted to the first team in MLS with FC Dallas. And he's pretty much Alphonso Davies on the right side, which is a pretty nice comparison. Obviously, let's see how he fills in Italy. In Europe is a whole nother football. In Italy, especially tactically, is a whole nother approach to the game. But I really think that he's going to have a good time with Roma, American owners, of course. And I think he can shine. And it's just, listen, it's a proven fact. American footballers, American soccer players here, they're footballers. They're the real deal. And there's a bunch of them that are playing in Chelsea, Gio Reyna in Borussia Dortmund, and even Weston McKennie, right, here in Juventus. So I think Brian Reynolds, give him some time. This year he's going to get used to the Campionato. And next year, I'm expecting big things from him.
Hey, why can Conte, Peter, can copy some of the things that are happening in Serie A right now? I think everybody's trying to copy from AC Milan. They're just giving a lot more space to the youths, okay, to just bring them back inside the picture and give them the time on the field. They're starting to get them. Look, Juventus, what are they doing with a couple of young guys? They're starting. Pirlo is starting to embrace the mentality that Maldini has. So what they do, they buy young guys, 18, 19, 20, 21, that they have a lot of potential, and then they develop them. And then they just give them space. So the team is always young. You don't have the money. AC Milan has been doing that because of necessity too, because we do not have the budget that Inter has or Juventus has. So what we do, we have Maldini looking at some of those players, like we did with Theo Hernandez, and we see what the potential are. If the potential are there, there is a very good chance, like a 50-50 chance that some of those players, they can become very good players. Some of them, they might not develop to be very good players. But look what's going on. No, you guys have, what Roma is doing with the young kid that is going to be playing next to McKennie. You told me that they just grew up together in FC Dallas. So those are all young Giuseppe Rossi that they're eager to play and to showcase what they're capable to do. You remember Giuseppe Rossi in Fiorentina when he first came? He's the one, I can never forget the goal that he scored against Juventus. Okay, I must have watched those goals that he scored against Juventus at least 200-300 times. I enjoyed my days. Those very, very, very enjoyable days. Now, those are all young Giuseppe Rossi trying to to emerge on the soccer scene. And I think a lot of them they will emerge because the mentality of these managers right now is to go young and to spend little money. The revenue, they're not there to begin with because of COVID or not COVID. But it's the fact that there are a lot of those managers, they have now the mentality to invest in young talent. Now, every team has got problem with Messi. Who's gonna buy Messi's contract? Neymar, Icardi. Those are all top of the line players, nevertheless. But they are just one player can be the salary of an entire team or two teams together. I mean, where do you stop? Where do you stop?
Well, you have to have a mix, right? In order to win, you have to have that experience and also the youth players, younger players to give that spark, right? The eagerness from a young player, but also the experience of how to deal with the game. It's very important, especially to teach the younger guys how to play and come up, with solutions when there's a problem, whether it be in a game or in the locker room and whatnot. But listen, there's another thing with Inter. You keep on saying, "Oh, Milan have young guys." Juventus have. Inter's been playing in 1999 Bastoni, okay, who's going to be on the Italian national team. Hakimi, 1998, right wing back. Lautaro Martinez, 1997. Barella, 1996. So we're not that old. I understand you want to look at Vidal, you want to look at Kolarov, that you say, oh, these guys are the old guys. These are the experienced guys that can come into the team and hopefully help. But we got some young guys coming up and young guys that are starting not only for Inter, but also for their national team. So as my Jose Mourinho would say, That's intellectual prostitution, Antonio.
Hey,
You know that?
listen, little bitch. How much did you play for those players? How much money did you play for?
It doesn't matter how much you pay.
Oh, it
the
does
important
matter.
thing
It
is
does
they're
matter.
young players and they're top of the game.
Money talks, right? It does matter, right? I like to see Conte with the budget at AC Milan. What kind of a balls does he have? Okay.
They spend more money than Inter the past 5 years.
BS.
Mike, I don't know if we have what else we have to say. I do have one question, but I'll save it.
No, you get. I mean, I was gonna jump in and be like, since we're talking about money and stuff, I don't know if you guys heard, but apparently there's gonna be an American fund that could be purchasing another Serie A team, Spezia, actually. So first of all, I think it's amazing that so many Americans are so invested in these Italian teams. And Spezia are a team right now that are looking to be fighting to stay in Serie A. Vincenzo Italiano's playing some amazing football with the players he has. So I just wanted to ask Gaetano, actually, my question was guided towards you. Why do you think so many people now are realizing all this about Serie A and starting investing and stuff like that? There's like a new wave of like North Americans that are coming in calcio and investing in this, which I think is so amazing. But I want to ask you what you thought about that in general, and why do you think they might be doing that?
Well, I think that's a good thing, right? I mean, to have people that they want to go to Italy and invest the money. I mean, Serie A is one of the top leagues in Europe. We're not number one, but we are in the top 3 or 4 leagues in Europe. So it's the time, the price must be right. You might, in a situation like this, you might get a team and you might be able to get a good price for it. And if you do things right, like Atalanta, like Verona, look at Verona. What is Verona doing? You even though you don't have the big budget, but you can really play some exciting soccer, like Sassuolo, like you said, Spezia, like Verona, like Atalanta.
Like Campobasso, Gaetano, like Campobasso. You see our friend Matrizzetta, what he's doing?
Yeah.
How the hell are you like that? I think the guy, they copy from Matrizzetta. Mike, you listening to this? They copy from you. And guys, can you see by the way, on my background, I have some Campobasso shirts over there hanging around. Can you actually see it? Yes or no? So listen, they copy from Matrizzetta. Those are all expats, okay? And they are underdogs. So when you are an underdog, you're an expat, you got nothing to lose. So you go in over there, you show your generosity, you buy the team, you let the expertise that they know to run the team, running the team, and then you hoping for the best. This is smart money investment. And you know what? I'm going to call it smart Matrizzetta investment, okay? Instead of smart money. You need smart people.
By the way,
yeah, go ahead.
When can we buy the shirts? I have requests from shirts.
Well, I don't know. I asked Nicola Cirincione for a couple scarves.
No. On the online, when can we buy it? When will it be ready to be bought?
Well, you're going to have this Marco, I guess. Marco, when is the merchandise going to be ready?
I know. That's why I posed the question. It's coming next year. We're going to be the sponsor. So get it when we got the nice IFTV on the front of the jersey. It will be nice. By the way, shout out to Campobasso. They won, and they are in first place, I believe, with 2 games in hand, which is absolutely amazing.
That's right. That's correct.
Which is very, very good stuff. They're killing it, and we love to see everybody online that's showing their support. By the way, Peter, to finish on Spezia, do we know a price on how much it was purchased for, or how much it's rumored to be?
I didn't really read up on it as far as the pricing. I think it's going to be a favorable price considering it's Spezia's first year in Serie A. They didn't have much revenue in Serie B. But and no real fans and stuff, that hurts the price point. As Gaetano said, this is a good time to buy. But what I can say is that they do have a nice little team where there's been a couple of guys that have been linked to like Arsenal in the Premier League. So if they're able to maintain Serie A this year, you next year you could have a good revenue stream, and you might sell some players that can bring in maybe close to something 30 to 40 million. So it's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're speaking of Arsenal. We're with our boy Troops, who we have to get a video for everybody I know Antonio, my dad won't know him, but Troops, he's a big Arsenal fan. We got to get a video with Antonio and Troops real soon because he knows your stuff. I think it'll be funny. But Mike left out the biggest detail on the Spezia deal. I need Antonio's reaction. So they're saying in this deal, the Americans, they got a lot of money. So they want to buy out Messi's $500 million contract. What would you think if they could get Spezia could get Messi, Anto?
Oh my God. That would be a big waste. Spezia doesn't need Messi. Spezia doesn't need Messi. What are they going to do? Even if they buy half of his contract, what are they going to do with Messi? Messi's not going to do anything. Messi's like a superstar prima donna. Will not play with with the unknown names. Messi has to play with the top of the line, prima donna next to him. Messi, I've never seen Messi playing with unknown players around him. I mean, they have to be internationally known, not at national level, at international level. So I don't think it's. This is not fantasy culture. This is reality. It's not happening.
No. I saw it everywhere. I think Sky, Gazzetta, Corriere. They said that he's gonna agree to it.
Oh wow. Why not? Then I will applaud him for doing that. Then I will applaud him for doing that. Okay. All right. So by the way, Messi is with one leg on a grave and one on a banana peel. So how long can he play around over there? Not much, right? Maybe another year. I mean, I don't know, a year, 2 years. Like Dzeko. Look, we were talking about Dzeko. Dzeko doesn't have a lot more, juice to suck up from the tifosi, from the Roma ownership, because his age is up there. You know what I mean? He doesn't have. I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but at 34 years old, you should have been, behaving like that. You should have been just been a little bit more grateful and hope that everything falls in the right place. So on that particular, situation, I agree with Gaetano that he should not really publicly apologize, but he should try to, to smooth things out with the team and with the società. So, you're reaching a certain age. You have to be a little bit more humble. You have to just pray that you still keep playing and you having fun and making a lot of money. That's the bottom line.
Let's go to our last topic, and I want to talk about this because we never really got a chance to, since we're all in different places, and I know Michael and Peter and I did, and I had sent you guys. We're not going to get into the details and specifics of it, but the Lukaku Zlatan fight. Number one, there's two questions and that I need everybody to answer. Number one, if they actually got into a boxing ring, I want to know who would win between Lukaku and Zlatan. But on top of that, to have a discussion, I saw Cassano. He was on Bobo TV, their little show, and Cassano said that everybody made it too big of a deal in terms of what really happened. And he said this reminded him of the football of 15 to 20 years ago, and that they left everything afterwards on the pitch. They fought, they left it on the pitch. They're two champions that went at this. And to me, they were not like today where the guys want to throw themselves. They're competitors, and anyone who's played a competitive sport has had things that are way worse said that happened on a pitch. So number one, Dad, I'll go to you first, Dad. Who would win in a fight between Zlatan and Lukaku? And then number two, your thoughts on that situation. You don't have to go specifics, but general thought.
I would go with Lukaku. I think the bull he will win the fight with Ibra. As far as the rest of the thing, I mean, if there was 80,000 people watching the game, nobody would have heard what they said. It doesn't look professional. I know that these things happen, and used to happen all the time in the park when we used to play in the park. But with professional players, and I heard what Cassano said, that this, it happens all the time. But because we don't hear it, because there are 80,000 fans, then it lives on the field. When you hear this, and then the kids are watching it, and they hear what they're saying, it's not nice for the kids to hear this. So they both got a yellow card because they went head to head, even though they didn't hit each other, but they went. So that was a yellow card. They could have also gotten another yellow card for the words that they said to each other. But this is the protocol. If the referee does not hear what they say, and if the referee does not put it on his report, the exact words that they said, then that's why they didn't get another yellow card and they didn't get a red card and be out of the game. So in order to get a red card, the referee would have had to understand. They were also speaking in English. Let's say the referee does not understand English and he doesn't know what they're saying. Then on his report, he cannot write exactly what they said. So that's why they left it as a yellow card. Otherwise, it could have been a red card on each side. But I think the important thing was if the kids hear what they say and then, you know, they go and play and then they say the same thing, that's the only thing. But those things, like Asano said, like it happened on the field and you leave it on the field.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Not 100% about the Lukaku will win against Zlatan, but 70% of what your father said is in line with what I think. First of all, let me just go back to who will win first. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, it's somebody that just with a stare will just kill you. That guy, he's got speed at every level. That guy with a 1-2 punch or attack one don't move, he will destroy the big bully. Okay. First of all. Second of all, this should have been a straight red to Lukaku because Lukaku had no business for a shoulder to shoulder with Romagnoli to go and charge him. Who the hell you think you are for charging Romagnoli? What do you think? What is this? MMA over there or cage fighting? I said just for charging Romagnoli should be given a straight red. Now, as far as the media, the fact that we're still talking about it right now, the media is getting their money worth because all they could have done, those people, they shut the microphone down and nobody will have known what's going on. It will be just between Lukaku, Ibrahimovic, and a few other players over there. So what is all of this beef all about? This beef is because, the bottom line that Ibrahimovic got himself thrown out. Like your father said, that the ref is an idiot. Doesn't understand not even Italian. Imagine if he has understand English. So that's why he couldn't not even issue a red card or do a justice on the field.
Ibrahimovic versus Lukaku. I actually agree with you, Antonio. Ibrahimovic is a black belt, so I think he would do a number on Lukaku. I think Lukaku would pull in a good fight. He's a big guy, strong guy, but when you're a professional fighter, that helps. As far as the incident, yeah, this stuff happens all the time. There's always some things happening, and it's usually the reaction that you get caught with, right? Lukaku, I love to see the fight. Even Conte said it afterwards. He loves to see the fight in Lukaku, that he was able to face one of the toughest guys in football right now, right? And he wasn't afraid. That's a good sign and a good thing to show. But when you escalate it to a certain point, which what happened throughout going into the locker room and whatnot, now you're risking. Now you're losing your control. You're losing your head, and you could risk the red card. And that's a problem. You have to be able to be cool, and calm, and collected. But it looked like it got Inter a little bit of a spark. And I think that game was a great game. It's unfortunate that Ibrahimovic got the red card because it did change the outcome of the game in the sense that Inter was a one-way streak to Milan. But Ibrahimovic got caught. He made a stupid foul. I guess he was probably in the heat of the moment. And so even top players can lose their cool. But like you guys said, it's just not something that you want to show for kids, show to the public. But it's stuff that happens. We all lose our cool sometimes, and you just have to be able to brush it off and go on to the next one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Michael, I think you should close out the show. But real quick, before you do, I want to say I disagree a little bit with Antonio. I think that the referee did a great job with that. I don't think that anybody deserved a red card. And I think that Lukaku is the one who kept his head cool. Yes, he argued with Ibra as they were going off, but who cares? Who cares about that? What matters is how you come out in the second half. And Lukaku was the one who came out calm. He came out the winner in that one. And guess what? Zlatan screwed up big time because Zlatan made a stupid challenge. For me, the only loser in this entire situation, I don't care about them fighting. I don't care about them screaming at each other. I don't mind that at all. What I care about is that Zlatan let his team down by getting that second yellow card on a challenge that had no business, that he had no business doing when he's already on a yellow card. So for me, that was the only stupid thing in this entire episode. Anyway, that's my last on it. Michael, if you want to conclude.
Yeah. I mean, Marco, I do agree with you on that. I do think Zlatan did cost Milan that game over there. Playing right when they were playing with 10 men, the game completely shifted. Inter were sending waves of pressure to Milan's defense, and it was only a matter of time till Milan conceded. So that was bad on him. For the most part, that's the only negative I'd give Zlatan since he joined Milan. But it happens to the best of us. Like Peter was saying, he's got to brush it off for both of them and continue. You know, you don't take this personal at the end of the day. It's all about culture, and you get heated. But guys, this was...
Wait, Mike, don't close it, please. You know, I wanted to know from all those Inter fans, those bunch of losers, I just help me to understand, okay? You guys won a game against AC Milan, which you are dying to win against AC Milan. Anything against AC Milan will make them so happy. So finally, they steal the game from us, okay, with the help of that loser ref that they assigned to us. So then at the end of the game, all they do, they just hold hands, hold each other, and they go to celebrate under the Curva Sud over there with no tifosi. What kind of shit is that? I mean, I understand the tifosi are over there. What are you trying to rub it into? What a bunch of losers. I think they're disgusting and disgraceful. What those people are doing, it's really unprofessional and despicable. So I understand the tifosi over there demanding that you go over there and you celebrate. But you're going to celebrate against what? A fucking concrete wall? What is this shit? Come on, guys. Just get a grip. Get a grip. Get a grip.
Your stuff confused because Milan didn't win it in Serie A versus Inter in 5 years, and you finally
answer my question. Answer my question. Why are you celebrating against ghosts and concrete walls? What is there to celebrate with?
Symbolism. It's
symbolism. That's what you're all about.
To show who's the real team in Milano.
Oh. Mike, you can close, please, because something else is going to come on my head.
Guys,
before we close, just
there you go.
A couple of things, but then I have a surprise for. I have a gift for you, Anto.
Please.
Torino, Fiorentina. I mean, stupid foul by Milankovic. I mean, you don't do that, and you leave your team with 9 players. It would have been a nice chance for Fiorentina to get the 3 points with 10 players. They were winning 1-0. Too bad about this Milankovic. Genoa, 14 points in 7 games with Ballardini. It's maybe they should have changed the coach before. I liked Eriksson. I watched the game. Eriksson in front of the defense. I know they played against Benevento, but still, I think he did a pretty good job. And the last thing about Juventus, it seems like, you know, that the team is, the midfield is starting to come around a little bit. I know they got a lot of work to do. Quadrado is doing a very good job. I mean, Quadrado is very important for this team. Chiellini came back. Arthur has to release the ball a little bit faster if he wants to play in that position. And Betancourt, sometimes give a vertical ball. Everything that Betancourt touches is to the side. I mean, they go from one side to the other side to the goalkeeper. I hate when they go back to the goalkeeper. Mike, you know that, right? I hate when they go back to the goalkeeper. Just play the ball and go forward and try to score goals. McKennie is doing a good job at midfield, but here's your surprise for Antonio. I got something for you, Antonio.
Ooh.
Oh, I'll take it.
It's signed.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
You'll take it?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Milan fans.
I'll take even Cassano, if you give me Cassano too.
He's taking an Inter jersey of Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, give me Cassano, give me Giuseppe Rossi. I'll take them all. I'll give it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, guys.
I was hoping for a nice panettone. But
Hold on.
Hold on, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Anto,
What?
to get the jersey, you have to
Oh,
wear
I
it.
love that. I love that. All right, then I guess the next time at the studio we can open that one. Don't open it. Don't open it.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Before I close, I just want to say, Gaetano, I don't know if you saw the Inter game, but Benevento made a schoolboy error with the goalkeeper and center back passing it back. Then that's how Lukaku scored. I think it was his third goal. And I was thinking about if Gaetano was here right now, he'd be screaming at the screen right now.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, you playing with two players inside the area. This is something that Man City, Barcelona can do. You know, the teams at that level.
Milan.
Okay, all right. But now all these teams, the Benevento, they're trying to come out of the area with teams like Inter and Milan. And are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? I mean, I don't understand. These are Serie A teams, and you playing with the goalkeeper. You're not, it's like us now. If we were to play now, we that's not the way. It's a very high level to play with it. I hate when they go back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's what I was saying. But guys, we talked for a little while now. Thank you. Let us know what you guys think. First of all, if we want to continue doing it on Zoom, hopefully we don't have to do it for too much longer, and we're all back to a regular routine. But we will be back for the Coppa Italia live. Inter versus Juventus, Coppa Italia, the first leg. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah,
the
first leg, yeah.
I'm thinking about 100 different games. But yeah, guys, catch us on that one. And let us know in the comments if you want to see us keep doing this. And we'll talk to you later. Ciao, guys.
What time is the game, Mike, tomorrow?
Ciao,
What
guys.
time?
2:45 Eastern.
I'll see you
Okay.
guys.
All right. Goodbye.
Ciao,
Ciao.
guys.
All right.